Let's go. Let's get it. What's good, family? Y'all know how we do. Shout out my boy Trey Jackson, man. Always pushing help, will better understand the self, man. And I'm on these YouTube streets and I see Nick Fuentes and Hodge twins talking about black fatigue. And I'm flabbergasted because I'm like, in this time we in right now, with some of the just strangest crimes we seeing done by Nick Fuentes community, who's he trying to point out black Americans. It's crazy to me that he's not speaking on all of the police shootings, the school shootings that's done by his culture, instead of trying to pick at black culture. It's just crazy to me. But I'm gonna go in this. I'm gonna go over this, man. I want to know what y'all think about it. Definitely look like to me that I ain't see it neither. Shout out to Trev. He told me he watched it, or he was listening to it. I ain't get to watch it. I seen it, and I already knew it was some BS. All right, they're trying to score political points. They know the people that they need to be talking about right now. The people that they need to be talking about right now is the young YCs that are out here wilding out. Shout out to Doge gave me that, talking about the young YCs. But let's get it, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, push on the algorithm. Let's get it.
Something like that happens. These like interracial killings. The only thing you're allowed to say as a white person is, well, if the shoe were on the other foot, there would be outrage. That's the only thing you're allowed to say. They say, if it was George Floyd, people would be marching, rioting. When a white kid is killed, no one does anything. And I said, but that's really not saying anything. That's a sentiment which it really just says, well, the left is hypocritical. There's a double standard on race. But it doesn't really express, in my opinion, what white people are feeling. White people are feeling is, why are we putting up with this stuff? And it's like you said, you move to a white neighborhood, you make money. We live in America. It's 20.
Now, just the things, y'all see my thumbnail. I got all of the three the weirdo white people that was killing. They not saying nothing about the people that's shooting up schools. He's saying nothing about the Epstein ring that, a lot of people are talking about with kids. And if you look up statistics on white men, right, they're the number one race that's on death row that commit capital murders. Number two, they're the highest percentage of any race that would take out their family. Okay, I think it's like 96%. Trey, what's good, family? So if you want to talk about black fatigue is destroying America, bro, you got to talk about the Epstein, what they're doing to these kids. It's a lot of stuff hidden that I know you know about, Nick. Now, we taking this information from a 27-year-old virgin who I think is something ain't right with this dude. Right? You got money, you got fame, and if y'all seen on the thumbnail his hand, I ain't even gonna get into that, but I just feel that he's not genuine. I think he put on a good act for people, but why isn't he talking about the white violence that's going on?
For century, we don't want to deal with these problems. And it just so happens that it is these young black adolescents that's doing it in Chicago and wherever. And so I went on my show after that killing and said, like, we're just kind of done with that. We don't want to live near this. Because here's the problem as a white person. You can either be Daniel Penny or Austin Metcalf. You can either be someone that
you don't want to live near this, but you seen what happened in Utah. You seen what happened in Pennsylvania on the news. They gunned down a politician, gunned down a police officer. And this man here is literally talking about what we doing. He all in what
takes a stand and defends yourself, or you make a rash judgment and you're either in jail or you're a racist. If you defend yourself, you get charged with murder by a liberal DA, or if you're wrong, then you're a white supremacist, racist, you're super judgmental, you're canceled.
Yeah, you can't just be a white guy who made a mistake.
Exactly. Exactly. And then on the other side, if you're not racist enough or not careful enough, if you're Austin Metcalf, you make the mistake of confronting the wrong black adolescent, you're dead. You forfeit your life. And if that's how it's going to be, who wants to live in that neighborhood where you're walking down the street at night and you look over your shoulder? If you cross the street and it's a good black person, you're a racist. If you don't cross the street and they're a predator, you're dead. It's no win situation, right?
And they just keep being
a predator.
Tell you.
Manual labor is quickly being replaced by automated systems.
Mechatronics at ECPI University.
Tell you this. Well, you know, a predator opportunist.
I mean, that's perfect adjective, predator.
You know, because they're obviously not every black person's a predator, and
right.
But there are these opportunists that are they're crawling the streets at night looking for people, not paying attention, young girls, young men.
Yeah.
And so I said on my show, I said, white people don't want to live near black people. If that's what it's,
Okay.
I don't want to live around black people. I just don't. It would be irresponsible if I had a wife and kids to live near black people. It just would be. And that's not to say that every black person is violent. It's not to say that every black person is the same way. But we watch the news. We read the.
But see, you could take stats too, and we could say, look, if you look at child pedophilia, you know, why would you want your child, right? If your race dominates in child pedophilia, capital crimes, it's like he looking over major stats that he know is just wild, and you just want to say, just want to point out black people. So just like what Trev's saying, they paying him.
When you drive downtown in Chicago, you know who you got to look out for and worry about when you're thinking about whether you're going to get carjacked, when you're worried about catching a stray bullet, when you're worried about who's going to pull up on the side of the road and literally shove a rifle in your face and steal your iPhone or shoot you point blank, execution style in Lincoln Park. We know who's doing it. I don't want to live near them. I don't want to be near them. They make me nervous. That's a survival instinct.
Now, if you said this about the little hats, they gonna want to take everything down, take your whole podcast down. He get to talk like this and generalizing black people.
And the way this story unfolded, it's sort of interesting. Apparently, this white student, this Austin Metcalf, confronted a friend of the killer, presumably black also, and said something like, hey, you're sitting in the wrong spot. You're in my spot, something like this. And that's when the black guy jumped in and stabbed him to death. Unfortunately, we just don't know. When you're on the subway, when you're driving in your car, when you're in the city streets, you don't know whether the black person in proximity to you is one of the good ones or one of the ones who is going to summon an unbelievable, I mean, literally, for people like us, an unthinkable level of spontaneous brutality, senseless and merciless violence in an instant. We don't know. There's ambiguity. You're sitting on a subway. You look across. You see someone acting strange or aggressive. Is this someone who is going to pull out a knife and in 2 seconds slit my throat and kill me? Or is this just someone who's having a bad day? We don't know. I'm not willing to risk my life to find out. It's not worth it to me. I'm not willing to put myself in a position to find out.
Scott Adams couldn't have said it no better himself.
Hey, everybody, it's your only 2 favorite black guys.
Now, deal what I'm saying. Now, my point is he saying this?
We got a new favorite giveaway. This Jeep Rubicon, candy apple red. Yeah, lifted. Yeah, fully loaded. Hey, fellas, women love Jeeps. This is crazy. And the reason why we do this, because y'all support us. So we're going to support you. You know, we're some good guys. Even if we are black, we like to give back. Y'all support us, so we give back to y'all. Who else doing this? Ain't nobody doing that. But y'all are paying my bills, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all want me on food stamps all like all the rest of them? I'm working for my money. Go to FisherHorseTwins.com. Anything you buy on our site, get you automatic entered to win all our giveaways. No purchase necessary. All were prohibited. See official rules. Details.
Yeah. So when
That was so disrespectful. Y'all see they got it in the ads too. Like they gotta bring up race in the ad. Nick is Gilbert, Godfrey Race's grandson. Yeah, this crazy, bro. This crazy.
what you was pretty much trying to explain to everybody, you're talking about urban black neighborhoods. I don't want to live in an urban black neighborhood.
Yeah,
I
Right.
don't want to.
black people that become rich and famous, they don't want to live there neither.
Yeah.
But it's a problem when you say it.
Yes. Right. Exactly.
Nobody wants to live in the hood.
Nobody.
The
And those
poor
things
people-
happen in the hood to
Yeah,
black people all the time.
Yeah, poor people who live in the hood, they don't want to live there, but they have no options. They don't have no means to get out. So
They stuck.
I don't know. I remember I was in the Marine Corps. I lived in San Diego. I was like 1920, and I lived in a black neighborhood. I came out because I would leave to go to work at like 4 a.m. There's a bullet hole in the side of my Geo Metro.
Yeah.
Had a lime green Geo Metro. That's how I learned how to drive a stick.
Yeah.
And it had a bullet hole in the side of it.
Yeah.
I get in the car, I turn around, I go up to the stop sign, which is maybe about 100 feet away, so I can get on the freeway. There's a prostitute right there. And she looked at me like this, and then she said, I was like, she must have just got done sucking somebody off. And I lived in black neighborhoods, and I was like, when I was growing up, I said, man, when I get the money, I'm gonna live in the white neighborhood.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Black.
And I showed y'all a video, bro, of the last dude. Shout out to Sabby Sab. She did with the dude Xavier DeRosso getting paid, and they talk just like this about black people.
People
that's in
don't
that
want to
gym.
live in black neighborhoods,
Yeah.
but it's only part of when white people say it, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and here's what I always say. The problem is not black people's blackness, which is the issue.
Mhm.
If you guys move next door, it wouldn't be a problem because I know you guys are going to be gangbanging or whatever. But
Hey, let me push back on it. I wouldn't. If I was you, I wouldn't trust me.
yeah.
Some things you just can't deny. I mean, we still got that gene.
Sad, bro. Sambo behavior, bro. You see this? They're the good ones. Salute, Brother Reef. It's just like, I'm like, gosh, bro, if y'all seen this just despicable that they acting like this around.
I think what really makes
They telling him
Picasso
not to trust
special to
them.
our customers is the actual
It's crazy.
ownership of a property.
Well, if I just saw you,
I'm not
I
homeless.
wouldn't trust that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem is that, unfortunately, a stereotype, which is based in reality, is that when you live in a black neighborhood, you're going to get this set of problems. You're going to get violence. You're going to get mayhem, chaos. And it's not even just that. It's just rudeness, people being inconsiderate. And if people associated with black people with being friendly, being kind, being peaceful, no one would have an issue. People say, oh, great, black people moving in the neighborhood. This is awesome. Property value is going to go up.
That's not what's going to happen.
No. So, that's the issue. And so, I said that, and Jason Whitlock, he's super Christian, as am I. And he said, well, this is an attempt to incite racial hatred between white and black people, to divide up the races with this, with this incendiary rhetoric. And I said, look, here's the problem. You can reconcile white and black people.
That too. And Nick I'm telling you, man, Nick Fuentes is a fruitcake. He's 27 years old, virgin. Something ain't right about him, bro. You speaking all of this, why you ain't building no family? Like, why you ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you seem like you seem like he a fruitcake. I'm telling you, he a undercover.
People with Christianity. But in my opinion, that happens second. What has to happen first is law and order. Unfortunately, you have this cycle in America where you have very good laws, safety, you have police are active enforcing the law. And then you get the activists that come in and say, oh, there's too many black people in jail, there's too much police brutality. So people say, oh, all right, we're going to ease up. We're going to, mass incarceration is a problem. Police brutality is a problem. We're going to let them go. Then the violence gets out of control. Then you get, the crack epidemic. Then you get, the 80s, 90s. People go, it's out of control. We need the crime bill.
Y'all see how he lying? You see how he put in the narrative? He's talking about the crack came like black people created it here or black people put it here. He really when he's speaking, he's missing the whole point of what's done to the community, the red line, and they're not speaking on none of that. It's like, let him tell it. The crack cocaine got here from black people. It's like he missing the whole point, bro. And I think he doing that purpose. He know what's going on. He down with the
cops back on the street. We need stop and frisk. So then it's good for 20 more years. Some people say the police are racist. We got to get rid of the cops.
I think that was a good law they passed.
Yeah,
Stop
it
and
is.
frisk, it is. To get criminals off the street.
Yeah. But this is the cycle. It's like this amnesia where it's that classic meme. Good times create weak men create bad times. Sort of like good crime laws create good times. Good times make people think the crime laws are racist, and then
there you go.
The cycle repeats.
Right.
So so what I'm saying is enforce the laws. And by the way, the biggest beneficiary would be the black people themselves. It's like you said, who's hurt by this? Occasionally it's white people, but the vast majority of people that are killed are black people. The people that live in poverty are the black people. It's those neighborhoods that can't have a Walmart because of all the shoplifting.
So there he's saying it affects black people. That lets you know that it's coming from European. If it's affecting us, what time.
So you enforce the laws. Unfortunately, there's going to be disproportionate, representation. There's going to be more blacks in jail. But you got to arrest every lawbreaker. And then once you get the worst of the worst off the streets, the worst predators, opportunists, then you can reconcile the people with Christianity. But, if you want to evangelize to these people in Chicago, be my guest. But I don't think you're going to get through.
White dudes shooting down the police, they ain't saying nothing. They can do, that's why they got to talk about black people, y'all, because it'll bring people aware, like, what's going on? Like, it'll make everybody be like, hold on, it got to be something going on. Majority, I looked it up, majority of everybody that's on a capital crime case, that's white people. All of that petty stuff where they had black people locked in for marijuana, all of that cocaine stuff is because they made these laws to do that. This was business. It's in business for them to lock up black people. That's just
you see these videos. Unfortunately, a lot of them are just lost. And
they made a whole show around that. First 48. That's a documentary of the culture of black folks. Have you seen that?
No.
You haven't seen the First 48?
No.
It's on that show made me racist. It's like it's the first 48 hours. They just track the point where somebody's killed and the first 48 hours of the investigation.
Now check this out. Just because he brought up the first 48. Now, think about this, y'all. That person they caught out there in Utah, they brought him in. He wasn't working with the police, right? Look at the irony of this. They got the guy in Utah, Tyler Robinson. He told the police he ain't working with him. But we see them work so well with getting everybody else to snitch. And it's like, now you telling me this guy facing the death penalty and you can't get him to stand on, snitch on the people that he was with. It's just like, this is what I'm saying, y'all. All of this is they working together about, right, to catch a predator. But this is what I'm saying, right? You got Epstein out here. It's like you got a lot of stuff that y'all hide. They hide in their community because they don't want people to know about it.
Primarily, you see black people killing black people. But there are some white people. Yeah, like 1 out of every 100. Yeah, but it's predominantly just
of course,
killing each other over the most trivial things. It's shocking.
Yeah, the reason why black people have
have something against your message that you showed,
Mhm.
it's because they don't believe that Black people are dangerous
Mhm.
any more than white people. They actually think you are being racist by making those accusations that don't exist, but they're 100% factually true. That's why what you said does not bother me at all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But see how you don't, but this is how we know it's not true, because he's not speaking on the most terroristic parts that's going on with kids, molestation. That's not hurting America. He's talking about violence that we're doing on each other, and they claim we only 13%. So what are the crimes that the majority is doing? That's the whole point. It's to highlight the crimes we doing. So all the Epsteins and all of the stuff that they got going on, they don't even want to talk about it.
I know it's true. Yeah. Because you pretty basically talking about I'm a black male. He has a problem with and me being a black male, we can't stand it either. I mean, Chris Rock had a famous joke. Yeah. And it was funny as hell when he said it, but let's go to that tweet, man. You made a great point when y'all was going back and forth. Jason Whitlock said, every bit as godless and stupid as your critics say. You're Ray Epps 2.0. I can't say it. Pointing foolish believers.
Shut up, you fucking dumb.
I can't read. I can't. Let me see it. I can see it. You're every bit as godless and stupid as your critics say. You're Ray Epps 2.0, pointing foolish believers into a building that will burn them down for eternity. Many of the people captured by the wickedness of Black culture can claim ignorance. You know exactly what you're doing, demon. See, I don't think it's ignorance. Of the Black community. You can't teach a conscience. You can't teach that. The enemy is paying people on social media to promote racial division and conflict. The aftermath of Austin Metcalf, Carmelo Anthony is a psyop.
I don't think that's a psyop.
No, don't fall for it. Stand on the word, rebuke any so-called believer and not pointing to Christ.
Don't you think in his message, in a roundabout way, he's saying Black people are incapable of a rational thought and white people are superior, so we're going to give them a pass? Pretty much he's saying Black people are inferior to whites with that message, because I don't think they can claim ignorance.
Right.
Yeah.
Black people are not vegetables. They know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And that's sort of the issue is, you have this new breed of conservatives where they want to hide behind the cross. They're pushing a BLM woke. It's exactly like you're saying. They used to call it the soft bigotry of low expectations, reverse racism, whatever. And now you have conservatives with the exact same mentality, which fundamentally means Blacks have no accountability.
Right.
Like you said in the tweet, they can claim ignorance. What does that mean? It means they're not culpable. They're not responsible. They have no agency. We can't blame them.
Their IQs are very low.
Right.
They can't help themselves. When they rob somebody, they steal a car. They're wired that way.
I don't know.
Hey, I think your response to him, I love your response. What you said.
So tired of hearing that Black crime is caused by Black culture. For some reason, rap music doesn't make white people steal cars and shoot people. It only works on Black people.
That was a great response.
Thanks. Well, I mean,
and it made me rejudge the things I'm saying. I keep saying about Black people. Man, it's our culture, it's the music, it's in the movies, but that's just an excuse.
And he's coming from this point of view that you're teaching white people to be racist. Everything you're saying, they already thinking it. You just got the balls to say it.
Right.
So you're not, white people know what's up. Yeah. They do. Yeah. I knew what was up when I was like 12 years old.
Right.
I said, I'm going to play with Scott. I'm not playing with freaking Tyrone over there. I mean, the first gun that was ever put on me was at 12 years old, and it was a Black kid, and we were on the basketball team together.
Wow.
Yeah. Going into basketball practice.
Yeah. That's crazy.
You
I
know
still
that?
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it's true. That's what I intend to do with the show is, I mean, I'm expressing my opinion, but I'm also speaking for a lot of people that don't want to offend or they don't want to get canceled. And unfortunately, as far as we've come, because people have woken up a lot on a lot of different issues, people are still paralyzed out of fear of being called racist, saying the wrong thing, offending people. And the reality is that I think that race, it's one of those things you're never going to fully bridge that divide. You know, you have white people, you have black people. They're different. They identify differently. And this idea that we're going to be so Christian, we're going to overcome that, or so American, I don't think it's going to happen. And that doesn't mean we have to hate each other. I think we could live in harmony. And I think, you know, we could strive for understanding and empathy.
But right now, we just going through white crimes that we've seen on police officers, on kids at schools. What are we talking about? Like, what are these guys talking about, bro? We want to know about the Epstein files. Why y'all bringing up what the hood is doing? Like, that ain't even. And we know that Caucasian people create a lot of crime. We know that. So blue collar crimes at that. But to me, it's just crazy that Nick Fuentes and they are just ignoring these weirdos.
But, you know, the idea that the only reason we're set in conflict is because of racists dividing us, or the media, or the culture, it's just not true. People are tribal. It's who we are. It's in our genetics. And nothing's going to change that.
I think this one Carmelo Anthony case, it really, you know, it should open a lot of people's eyes how tribal we can be. Because when Daniel Penny, what happened with him on the subway with that Michael Jackson impersonator, a lot of white people came to his aid. A lot of people came to his aid and donated money to him to help him in his defense, which I understand why. I don't think it was a racist. I don't think then it was because they're racist. But then you look at Carmelo Anthony, where here's a black kid who obviously did something wrong. He should have never had that knife. But you see a lot of black people defending him, not because he was right. It's because they're defending him because he's black.
Yep.
Almost $500,000.
Yeah, it's up to $500,000.
Yeah, but if the shoe was on the other foot, the circumstances was the same, just the races were reversed, white people would not embrace what
exactly
happened.
That's the difference I want to point out when it comes to black and white. Culturally, I mean, spiritually, I mean, you go on Facebook, TikTok, it's black people, black pastors defending that kid.
They're comparing Carmelo Anthony.
Because y'all politics is involved. See, they want to speak like they don't know that a lot of this stuff that y'all seeing on black people, like this guy coming in the chat, he gonna tell us something. Yeah, the hood sucks. These hood videos, people are just messing stuff up. All of that is political, bro. This is like setups, and y'all falling for it. It's like, why doesn't he speak the truth about the white community? Exactly. Like, all of these people, they hear you talking bad about black people, they're like, oh, you speak the truth. We know who killing their own self and family. They call it family side. If you look up that and look up the statistic on family side, it's gonna be majority, like almost 90% white males. It's ways that you can look at stats and you can say, man, white people are very violent. They've been violent in this country. They're the most violent people ever. But to say all of this and just be talking about black people, we know this is political.
To Rosa Parks.
Yep.
I mean, they're not even comparing apples to oranges. They're comparing apples with hairy nuts. it's like low IQ, low capacity.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can really call it.
I know. Yeah. They trying to say self-defense.
Right.
Like, and they even brought up the accusation that if you tell somebody to leave, that's bullying.
Right.
I was like, how did you reach that point when you consider that bullying?
Yeah.
You have
I'm
to
on
be
TikTok and I'm
mentally
looking at
stupid.
everybody's reaction
Yes.
about what happened.
Well, it's like you said, it's
between
just
Hudson
pure-
Metcalf and
Okay.
Carmelo Anthony, right? And the black reaction is what you expect.
But white people, obviously not all of you, so let me just get that out the way. But a bunch of y'all are just a bunch of racist, bigoted crisis actors.
People really believe that kid had the right to tell Carmelo to move. This kid wasn't working security. He wasn't given no responsibility. He wasn't the seat manager. Like, if that kid would have just minded his own business, would he or would he not still be alive?
Officer got unalive. A lot of people are trying to make it a race issue, and it's not. It has nothing to do with that right there. This was self-defense.
And this is
crazy.
all over TikTok. I see a lot of posts on Facebook to self-defense. Yeah, from one demographic of people.
That's their
That's all
opinion.
black people. Did he have any injuries?
Do you see his mugshot? Clean face, nothing.
No scratches, no nothing. No punches were thrown, from what I heard so far. Yeah,
Bro, they make it seem like this is why we got juries. They're not mean people. They making it seem like just because you feel like Carmelo Anthony is innocent and he was attacked, oh man, this is just bad. Like, bro, these cases happen. If they feel like he attacked and they feel like he self-defended himself, that don't got nothing to do with you being a mean person. Like, they just taking it too far, in my opinion. What y'all think? I just think just because somebody have an opinion about something, y'all have opinions on here every day, and we don't say that they
something
bad.
wrong with the black community.
I was like, man, you can't be this dumb.
Man, if that
self-defense, like self-defense ain't dumb. You got an opinion. Once you analyze something, you can say, okay, I think it's self-defense. I think it's not. I seen a white guy that said he felt that it was self-defense. Tim, forgot the guy name, but I posted it on my channel. It was white people that said that they feel like, it was self-defense. Tim Pool. So what?
with self-defense, the murder rates would go up. You could kill somebody for anything.
Yeah, imagine,
right.
look, what horrible precedent that was set. Okay, what? Do something, I'll kill you. Or do something. No, get out.
Or another age video.
Stab me, you stupid.
I don't have it in me. That's why.
Another judge, and y'all see the other one where I said the politician was giving a girl ice cream with drugs. He got arrested. It's like the audacity for them to be talking about black people to me is crazy, bro. Crazy. The audacity to be bringing us up.
I guess that's my white side talking to me, but that's crazy, man. It's just that whole case is like, man, I just lose all hope, especially when it comes to the black community, because like, why would y'all even put y'all's name, your brand behind defending a kid who obviously is wrong?
Yeah,
dead wrong.
Well, it's base tribalism. It's like you said, they're sticking with this guy because he's black, and I think what is barely concealed is a contempt for white people, which is, it's like a racial pride thing. When they say Rosa Parks, they say, "Oh, the era of white people telling black people you're in the wrong seat is over."
Exactly,
what's next? A white woman's going to touch a black woman's hair and she's going to get stabbed in the face, shot in the chest.
Right.
Don't touch my hair. You can't touch my hair.
Your black voice is better than my black voice.
Y'all know Nick Gay, right? I'm just letting everybody know, bro.
I practice it more.
Oh, my mama, I feel you. Oh, my mama.
Yeah.
If you had to choose between flipping a house or flipping dirt, what would you pick? Here's the truth.
Give me the dirt.
Land beats houses every time. And I'm going to show you why inside of my upcoming.
But Jason Whitlock, like politically, I align with him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think he's showing way too much empathy for the black community because he is black. Yeah. And I've been through that. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with that. I'm just going to stand for what's right. And if what's right is, that's what I'm going to stand on. So,
yeah. And I like him. He's a good guy. I was very positive towards him because initially I disagreed with him. I was very positive. I said, I respect him a lot. He's Christian. I agree. Like you said, I agree with him so much. And then he just had this nasty, calling me a stupid demon, saying I'm sending people to hell. So uncalled for. But that is another stereotype, is this like crybaby thing that black people do. A lot of it's like an ethnic narcissism. And it's like you said, it's a bit of a blind spot where, a black conservative can be right on 99% of things, but when it comes to race, they want to take their ball and go home. When it comes to race, they want to be a crybaby, play the victim. And I think that's all it is, a blind spot. A lot of white people have it too.
Right.
And not even to be that guy, but in fairness, there's an equal amount of people that I know, white nationalist types, very proud. They'll be the first ones to blast black people and their behaviors. You talk about some of the behaviors of lower class white people. They say, "Oh, you're against white people. You're against."
But you hear what he said, lower class. No, we talking about the regular Tom and Joes that we seeing. Now they starting to this is where they should have. This is when you can respect what they saying if you calling out the top. It seems like he's saying y'all just calling out black people, and you doing what people like, what your friends like. Exactly what he's saying. That's what he's doing.
Their own kind.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's on both sides,
let's
huh?
be honest, you know.
Right,
Let's just be
yeah,
honest about who we are, who the other is. So yeah, that's what I'm about. Just you got to be honest.
I think of what happened with Carmelo
Dishonest.
Anthony. I can speak from experience. Growing up as
Keep
kids,
talking about
we
Carmelo.
just had this natural hostility towards white people
Mhm.
because of the past and what black people have been through.
What our parents been through,
And
they
what
would
our
tell
parents
us
been through.
every day.
Stand
Yeah.
up for yourself.
Yeah.
Don't let no white people push you around. So I think what happened was he was sitting there. I'm just speculating, and then some white kid tells him to get up and move, and it's that's what caused this whole issue.
Overreaction.
It was race. I think it was
Mhm.
race.
Yeah.
If they're both black or both white, this doesn't happen.
Right.
I guarantee it.
Totally.
Right.
Just because he's black and we come up and we're raised with this natural hostility towards white people, that's why that happened.
Yeah.
That's why it happened.
Yeah. I don't know why. He went to a rival school. I don't.
But you see how it's always what black people got this natural hostility. They made a movie just for white people called The Birth of a Nation, where they wanted to instill that racism in them. And the same thing they doing right now, like how they talking about black people. Oh my gosh, black. They're doing the same thing. They're instilling that racism into the people that's younger than us, into the younger generation. So they're trying to keep passing off this, racism. That's basically, this is how they
I don't know
do
what
it.
era the area is like, but he's walking around with a knife. I never did that when I was in school. Frisco, I think, is pretty rough. Yeah. I may be wrong on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. It's a pride thing, because you could totally imagine how that went down. The guy was like a white football Chad, handsome guy comes up and says, "Hey, pal, you're in the wrong area," or puts his hands on something like that. I'm sure some black kid saying, "I'm not taking shit from this white guy." And I don't know that he intended to kill him necessarily.
I don't think he did. Why else would you stick a knife in your chest? That was
Yeah, he was fat.
Have you read the police report?
Yeah, I did.
They never recovered the weapon, right?
I don't think so. No. Yeah, but it's this impulse thing. That's the problem. Is these impulsive behaviors where I'm sure in the moment. But when I say obviously, if you stab somebody, it's a lethal weapon. Like you can't say I didn't know it could kill somebody. But but I'm sure in the moment, that split second, he did the first thing, and now his life is ruined. I mean.
But they ain't talking about the white boy who stabbed the other Spanish dude like 20-something times and got 10 years. It's like, bro, a black man do it, they just gonna bring him up like he the worst man in the world. White men do it and fought for self-defense, and it was cricket.
Deservedly so, obviously, but that is the issue. And I think that is the genetic aspect that people don't talk about. I think that I don't think anybody would disagree. Black people or white people, who has a greater propensity for violence? I think on a genetic basis is black people. In the same way that between Asians and white people, who has a greater propensity?
This stat right here, this is where they lying. And anybody that could prove me a stat, bro, you pull up a stat and you can show me a race of people that's more violent. Now think about it. You got the white justice system right here, and that is dictating stats and stuff that's saying that we so criminal here, bro. But we know from history, to say some stupid stuff like that, bro. I'm gonna play this again. Listen to what this dumb shit is.
Nuts. Yeah. Have you read the police report?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. They never recovered the weapon, right?
I don't think so. No. Yeah, but it's this impulse thing. That's the problem. Is these impulsive behaviors where I'm sure in the moment. But when I say obviously, if you stab somebody, it's a lethal weapon. Like you can't say I didn't know it could kill somebody. But but I'm sure in the moment, that split second, he did the first thing, and now his life is ruined. I mean, deservedly so, obviously. But that is the issue, and I think that is the genetic aspect that people don't talk about. I think that I don't think anybody would disagree. Black people or white people, who has a greater propensity for violence? I think on a genetic basis is black people. In the same way that between Asians and white people, who has a greater propensity for violence? I think definitely white people, and that's just another one of those differences. people attribute it to culture. I attribute it to genetics. It's one among others.
Asians, who has the higher IQs? It's Asian people. Then it's like white people. Then I guess it's Latinos.
Everybody else, and then black people dead last.
I mean, and that's a fact, correct?
Yeah, that's
from what I've read up on it, like black people, for whatever reason, and I think when you put anybody in a situation and they have a low capacity to grasp what's going on, that's who's going to commit the most murders, regardless if they're white, black, or whatever. I just think there's I don't know, I hate to say it, but there's
don't say it. I know what you're going to say.
Well, this is what I'll say. Low IQ, you can find it in all people.
Right.
I just think it's more prevalent in the black community.
Yeah, I think so too. It would explain the number of black people in prison. And IQ scores back me up on that. Affirms everything I just said. If you look at IQ scores, it predominantly tells you who's going to be
I don't know
successful.
what's going on here. It's like, this is all over social media, especially with like black women.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
The first thing they go for is that weave.
No, some of us.
Here's what a whole home water filtration system should cost in 2025. Tap below to check pricing.
Everybody can't go with us, man. You right, bro. I mean,
that's low IQ right there. Why would you do that, man?
Hey, Joe, I don't want to look at this.
You making this white man look
gratuitous.
Joe swears up and down I like black women that big. Oh, man.
Hey, let me ask you this. Back to Whitlock's point. Do you think the record labels and the rap music has some part of the blame when it comes to the black community?
Certainly. I mean, it's certainly not helping. And I do think it exacerbates it, because this is something my grandma always used to say. I've been in Chicago for generations. My family's been there. And, my ancestors were Italian immigrants, Italian, Irish, Mexican immigrants, 100.
I mean, see me. You just said you can't justify stabbing someone in the heart because they asked you to leave. But we're saying that they let a guy stab somebody 27 times, and he claimed self-defense, and we didn't hear none of this uproar. You wasn't saying nothing about it. Nobody wasn't saying nothing about it. Now with this Carmelo Anthony case, he hit somebody one time in the chest, claimed self-defense, and everybody's like, oh, that is just horrible. When nobody talked about Casey Allison stabbing a kid multiple times and got 10 years for it. And they want Carmelo Anthony to do what they say, capital life. It's like, y'all gotta really make sense and be honest about the justice system. You should be saying the same thing about Casey Allison. You should be saying that what he did in stabbing that kid in Texas 20-something times, you jump into the Carmelo Anthony case. It's low-hanging fruit. That's what y'all do.
Years ago. And so my grandma grew up in the projects with many black people. And, she always used to say that actually, she would look across the window in her project apartment or whatever, and she saw a black family across the way that was more functional than her own family. She said they would hold hands to say grace before they ate, and her household was up for grabs. So
that must made her feel really bad.
I'm sure, yeah. That's psychologically, right? But, by the same token, she encountered a lot of the same problems you see today, a lot of the same violence. She would get robbed or stuck up by black people in the city. But everybody recognizes, anybody who lives with black people in the cities will tell you there is a generational difference, that the older black people, in many cases, they couldn't even read. My grandma had a school. They taught cops how to shoot their guns. It was a security school. And so they would license security guards, cops, do firearms training. And they would train up black people that sometimes couldn't read. They were from the Jim Crow era, from the South.
Right.
But she said they were very honest, very decent, very respectful, polite. So culture makes a huge difference. I don't think it's everything. It's certainly not nothing. And anyone that lived, anyone that had that experience living in a city with Black people through the generations will tell you the exact same thing. There's certainly a generational component, but I don't think that explains all of it.
Yeah. Like all my aunts and uncles and my family, there wasn't a bunch of miscreants.
Yeah.
It was like
They
polite.
always wore suits.
Yeah, they always went to church on Sunday.
Right.
I remember growing
there's
up.
an image. That's what Black people used to dress.
Yeah. I mean, that was the common thing to do.
Yeah.
And now, liberals get hold of.
So now they don't want us to think about like what happened. We should dress like that. You see what you did to Malcolm X? They got assassinated. MLK. A lot of some leaders. Like this big system and this big corrupt system, man. What you think happened? Like what happened? What changed? What made us want to mock European violence? That's the question we should be asking. What made Black people in America from the 40s and 60s, from this time, now they're starting to mock European violence that was done in Europe way before? What made them switch? Like, what happened? Somebody explain that to me. Like, what happened? Like, why did Black Americans, now that we just became violent, when all of this time, why we didn't get violent when our towns got burnt down? Why we didn't just get violent and just going and getting violent? Why are we getting violent only against each other? They claim it right now. It's like they not making it make sense to where it works for America right now, for the government. It makes sense. They're eating from the prison population. It's poverty out here, so you're gonna have a work pool to go from.
Black people and just turn into progressives, and now this is what you got.
Yeah, I got a question. Do you think if
Stockholm,
just a hypothetical, what would solve a majority of America's problems? Say you as president,
just set them up.
No, this is a setup job.
Black people?
I did not want to set you up. I feel guilty.
This dude is wearing a wire.
What do you think would solve a majority?
Hey, now they finna go on what'll solve Black people problems. Now, I mean the problems in America. If I hear them talk about Black people with this, bro, it's like Black people is the only for the system to work, bro. They need them with the prison population, for people going into prison like that. We see how they just are using and abusing them. But I'm finna see exactly what they say. What will help the Black American right now? Let me see what Mama Lisa said. I gotta talk to you later. I can't stand these boys. Disgrace. There is Mama Lisa. We appreciate you for tapping in, Mama Lisa. We gonna I'm about to close it out though in a minute, but let me hear what they say.
Majority of America's problem. I think, personally, for your answer, I think we listen to women too much.
Oh, yeah.
I think a big problem America has right now is we have too many women in power, and look what happened when we got too many women in power. We got men in women's bathrooms and at sports. It's just women just think different, so different than a man.
That's a huge part of it. I mean, you can start with women. You can go to the media. You can go to immigration. I mean, the problem is we can all recognize the country's been getting worse.
Yeah.
A lot of things, there was seismic changes 100 years ago, technology, suffrage, more people voting, more people participating, a lot of immigrants from non-white countries coming here. Things are getting worse, and we're just doing the same things. It's like, you don't think maybe we put a pause on some of the things that have changed that might have led to some of these things? But I mean, the women's a huge part of it because, like you said, they think differently. They're way more empathetic, way more, and they're kind of just like suckers, Like
I like
men.
how you said that. That was perfect. They're suckers.
Because they're not necessarily dumb, although many of them are, but, because some of them could be very smart, but they just don't have this quality that men have, where men will say, nah, that's bullshit. You're lying. Women don't have that. Women will listen to any story, any sob story and go, filled with empathy and emotion. And when you look at who they vote for, this is like a red pill for me. When I was in high school, they said, how do we I said, if you look at the election results, presidential election results, you separate it out by men and women. If only men voted, every state goes red.
So, yeah, they, not talking about it, but I get what y'all saying. How can you be a black person and joke this like about your own kind like this and be joke? It's just disrespectful to the culture. And it's like, it's letting the younger people, we got to make sure our younger generation, they know that they're important. They know that, you know what I mean? Because hearing a lot of this stuff for a kid, I know from me being a kid, I didn't hear none of this stuff coming up. It wasn't like this. They didn't have people that could say this. But now it's like we got to be careful and make sure the kids don't get a misinterpretation of like their people and what these clowns is saying for political points. But yeah, that's crazy. The twins told Nick Fuentes, I wouldn't trust me if I was you. You know what I mean? Nick trying to say like, y'all good, bro. Like, I know y'all cool black brothers. And he like, bro, I wouldn't even trust me. Like, that's just despicable. The younger generation do not follow these sambos. No. They definitely don't. But we can see how they tried to groom your boy, Charlie Kirk. They tried to groom him so he could talk to the younger kids and give them their influence. Soon as when he stopped, he didn't want to give them the influence, they turned his TV off. A lot of these guys like that. They paid agents. Soon as you say something outside of what you was not supposed to say, they're going to turn your TV off. They're going to get you up out of here. You probably going to get locked up. You're going to have some cases. Something happened. That's why we want to know about that Epstein and the blackmailing. Because we know that's what's going on. They said the white dude that jumped out and was like, oh, yeah, I did it. And they said he got a pedophile case on him. I think these are the type of people that they got to get to do stuff. Now we speaking on white fatigue. Like that white fatigue is real slick, bro. You can't see it with your bare eye. You got to have a high level of common sense, bro. Like, it's not for everybody. I don't think everybody can catch on to this, but if you hear these guys talk, they're just running their mouth. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody. Jarvis mean every month. But yeah, Carl Dawes said they have a shooting every month. Yeah, man, I had to come tap in on this subject, man. Just seeming I seen when they tried to take black fatigue, and I'm gonna come out with a video coming up, man. White fatigue, bro. Somebody gotta talk about it. Somebody gotta talk about it, man. We gotta bring up all this violence. But I'm gonna definitely drop one. But Mama Lisa, man, what are you talking about, Mama Lisa, man? You done made me chop. You done made me shut it down. You said, I'm sorry, I lied. I can't leave. However, Kendrick Lamar told us in the Super Bowl, a revolution is coming. Turn your TV off. I took it as if I don't listen to them and watch what you say. Yeah, I agree, man. We don't be paying attention to what they say, but we see how they be. We just got to check the stuff that they say because, it's other communities and cultures, every culture. I ain't even going to say other. Anytime they speak on their name and their lineage, people step up. They say, you know what I mean? They go to putting out legislations where you can't. It's just for us. We be target practice for the political parties. And that's just something I don't like. But I feel you though, Mama Lisa. I feel you on that though. Mama Lisa coming through. Mama Lisa, go ahead. You said you had a story, Mama Lisa. You said you wanted to tell to the crowd. Go ahead and call in. Go ahead and call in and tell us that story, Mama Lisa. I know you I know you wanted to. You put on. Mama Lisa, go ahead. That's the number, man. I know you've been wanting to tell us some of the story. It's either you on code or off code. Yeah, for real. Ain't no in between right now. But Mama Lisa said she had a story of a lot of how things was in her time. I wanted to call in and see what we can get. But I feel y'all how y'all don't listen to them. We got to move in silence around here. Yeah, you're right. We can't be putting everything because they listening, man. They got it to where on YouTube, they know everything that you like once you drop your video in, they already got the whole everything that you done said. So it's like see, I done made Mama Lisa mad with them two, man. Yeah, hit it tomorrow, Mama Lisa. We want to hear them stories that you said. I remember in the comments you put something about when you were 20 years old with a white man, your encounter with a white man. Yeah, man, I know I'm putting these, she don't like them too. A lot of people be like that, Trail Jackson. I gotta keep the weirdos off the channel, but it's like they got all of the spotlight, man. They say the big stuff and it's like it gets trending. So it's like you gotta check them. But I feel you, Mama Lisa, but it's all good, man. Y'all, I'm gonna be on here tomorrow though. I ain't want to be too long on here, man. I had to spend a little family time. But let me know what y'all think, man. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Push me on the algorithm, man. Greatly appreciate that. But yeah, when you had Patrick on, you was like the Hodge twin. It was like the Hodge twin. What? But yeah, man. Peace, love. I'm gonna check y'all on the next video, man. I'm gonna be live on here tomorrow. I'm gonna try to come up with a good one. Hopefully we got some good positive stuff to talk about to push the community though. But peace, love, man. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one.